Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode number 14 of the Anime Junction Cast. I'm Mark and my co-host Brandon.
How's it going, Mark?
No, it's doing pretty good. So, unlike some of the last episodes, this is like the last real week we got a chance to sit down and talk before the holiday season. So, we're gonna go right
Yep.
into the fall anime, not the fall, winter 25 anime. Got to get the right
Yeah,
season in because
yeah.
finally got all the official announcements for the most part out there, and we just
For
have a lot to
Crunchyroll,
talk
yeah.
about. Yeah, as well as probably talk about some of the anime that we want to now watch in the winter as well.
Sure.
Kind of get some of those nailed down because we've been watching Daima and Dandadan and a few
Yeah.
other ones this for the fall. But now we got a proper chance to sit down and be like, okay, for sure we want to watch some of these or find the two or three we want to watch all the way through and maybe touch on
Yeah,
a few other ones.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, would appreciate everyone, buddy. Obviously, we're all on the socials. They're down in the description below. We're on, Facebook, X, Instagram, obviously YouTube, Threads, as well as we're all on all the major audio podcast platforms, if I can speak properly. So appreciate everyone that's listening. And if you want to see, because it's going to be a lot of what we're going to be showing somewhat on screen. Obviously, if you can go over to the YouTube, it's always appreciated. But we also appreciate everybody that's listening on the audio, and don't forget to to rate it wherever you're listening to it. It helps the podcast, it helps it grow, gets it pushed out more, and we do appreciate everyone's honest thoughts on the podcast. So,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
yeah, somewhat streamed. I can't speak. Who knows? My mouth's a little
Praying for
dry.
time.
We've already been doing another like hour talking and recording. It's probably about a 45-minute episode just because we're stressed for time. Because like, hey, every Saturday 8 o'clock Eastern, we're live streaming over on Twitch and YouTube. So we got that
Yes.
going on after this. So appreciate it. And yeah, I won't waste any more time. We'll just get right into this.
Let's
Oh,
go.
so I can have everything pulled up properly. So yeah, I know I sent the link to you. Pulling we're going through the My Enemy Lists Winter 2025 list, and we're just gonna kind of go top to bottom. The first one that I kind of already had pulled up is I believe it's Zero Saiji Start Dash Monogatari Season 2. I mean, the page had like no description. I don't know anything about this at all, other than it looks like it's another isekai-esque show, but it's a second season. I didn't know if you
I'm.
saw that. You had anything to think about? I've
Is it
never even heard
correct
of the first
that I'm
season.
only seeing it start in January? Is that correct? Starts
Yeah, some of
January.
these shows we have an actual date. Some might just say January. So this one starts airing January 5th, 2025. Some of the description down below, but and we know some of the cast members for this. Same people from the first season. Uh, Probably not going to watch this. Don't know anything about the show. Never watched season one. So, but it is a show that's coming out for in this winter.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Because I was looking through, I was
it,
trying to figure out some stuff. I couldn't find a trailer. It looked like there was like more of like a short show. It's obviously based off a manga, but I was just looking
yeah.
about for information on the show in general. I was struggling to find some information on it. Period. So it didn't seem like it was
Yeah.
just super popular. Because the first
Right.
season, brief description, it's on screen from Mal is Lilia, the newborn daughter of Marquise, has the memories of her previous life. With cheat-like gamer knowledge, she aims to become the strongest girl in the new other. So it's a really general isekai-esque. You've been reborn to another world type show.
Yeah.
Apparently, this originally aired back in July of this past year, this summer. So it's one of those 6 months between season one, season two. And the
Right.
description for this one, it was like a 2 minute per episode type thing. So it wasn't like it's like a short show essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some of I guess the next one that we had that's airing as well is, if I can pull it up, a ranked party. I'm just gonna read the English one because it's easier. I left my
Yeah.
A ranked party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. This feels like there's another similar show or some of these other
Well, how are
dungeon
you seeing
isekai
the
shows.
English name? Because for me, all I'm seeing are the Japanese names.
So I actually clicked on the link of the title of the show, and it's got
Oh,
both the
okay, you
English and the
click on it.
Japanese if it
Okay,
has both of them. Just because,
gotcha.
especially
Okay,
some of these are like it's like a whole on sentence right there.
right. Yeah, for sure.
Saw this one, but I mean, some of these isekai are kind of like a dime a dozen at this point, as far as
Yeah, they really are.
kind of feels like it's going after Don Machi in some of the aspects, and it's straight up. Uh, so this one airs January 12th. Believe this one's adapted based off of a light novel, and it's got a manga as well. So it's pulling from other sources, but it's another one of those isekai. I kind of saw this. I'm like, if it's good, I might see some stuff people talking about it. But other than that, it was just kind of like this seems more like a meh to me.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
Because there is another one coming up that I'm 100% looking into, but I didn't want to take for well. This might not take for. There's a lot of shows on here that I probably have. I just don't have time to even check it out, and it's just it is what it
Yeah,
is.
there's so many.
I have to
Yeah.
be somewhat speculative with what I watch. But we've got From Bureaucrat to Villainous, Dad's Been Reincarnated. Another reincarnation show.
I saw that one the other day. I saw a little teaser for it on X.
This
I'm
yeah,
like,
because this one actually has like a proper teaser for it. This one seems a little bit more
yeah,
interesting. Like I might put this on my radar of hey, I might actually go in and watch this one. We'll wait and see.
yeah. We definitely would have to see on that one for sure.
But it's one of those other ones. This was more been labeled more as like a comedic. It's a seinen show. It's got the isekai school villainous type thing. It's got at least a unique spin on it, not just a hey, we're gonna go to a dungeon like the other one. And I was like, that just seems like it's just straight ripping off Don Machi. It might be its own thing, but that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Some of these far more have their own spin on some things. So for me, at least, that one's kind of on the fringe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Up
That's kind of
next,
how I feel about it.
yeah. So up next, we've got Amiku MD Doctor Detective. If you're into the whole medical show, so I guess yeah, for this one, it's dealing with the in a Tanikai General Hospital. General Diagnostic Department, patients who are deemed difficult to treat by their doctors are collected here, from mysteries of unknown illnesses to murders that even the police can't handle. Genius Dr. Takao reveals the shocking truths hidden behind the mysteries and diseases. So this has got much more of a the whole mystery, detective type thing with the I guess
Yeah,
the flavor of Doctor. And I don't know. I saw this, and I mean, it's Aniplex is part of the producer that was working on it. I don't know about the studio project number 9, but I mean, this might it might not be one that I'm immediately gonna watch, but it's one of those I'd be like, it's on my radar. If it's actually good,
yeah,
I might go back and watch it.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I feel the same way.
Because it's just that general mystery. So I mean, obviously, if you're into the whole mystery stuff, this airs January 2nd. Might be right up your alley. If I've got time on the second, I might just screw it. I'll watch it, see what I kind of feel about this one.
Yeah.
I think I've got a few. So the next one is Al No Exorcist, or essentially the proper English name is Blue Exorcist: The Blue Knight Saga.
Oh, this is part of Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, so this is a
I wanna
sequel
watch that.
to Yuki no Hate Hen. Beyond the Snow Saga. So we're getting more Blue Exorcist. I have only ever watched the first season. This is like probably one of the real first continuing one that we the
You
big
sent
name
me
ones.
volume 1 of the manga, I believe, which I've never read the manga, so I might check that out.
Yeah, so I
I
believe
think you sent me volume 1.
yeah, I believe if the synopsis for this is right, this is the 5th season of Blue Exorcist, and I've only ever watched the first season of this show. So this
So
might
we'd
be
have a
another
lot of
reason.
catching up to do if we watch that. There would
Yeah,
be because I want to say I watched season 1 and season 2, but it's been a long time. So
oh yeah, like when did season 1 come
like
out?
like 2014, something like that. 20 might even been 2012.
No,
For
came out in 2011. That's why I remember. That's back when we first
oh,
really
okay,
started
so that's,
watching
yeah,
anime.
no series. Yeah, we were really into it around that 2011 to 2015, 2016.
Oh
So
yeah,
there was a lot there that we watched. Like that was the era of Attack on Titan, Sword Art
when it,
Online,
oh yeah,
stuff
when
like
those are
that.
all
That was
big.
really really big. That kind of crossed. Those were anime that crossed the barrier of non-anime fans. Like people that weren't into it got brought into it because of those two.
That was that era of bringing in new
Whether you
fans.
like them or not, Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online, I think, had some of the biggest impact on anime ever, next to Dragon Ball.
No, I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah, it just brought in the casuals. So
I mean that's what some shows are there for. This is another
yeah,
one that I saw that's on my radar. It might be the first one on this list. Actually, we're gonna add it to my list because I did plan on
okay.
watching this. I saw this. I don't know if I talked about this in an earlier video, but the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. I mean,
I
hey,
saw it, but don't know anything.
we're slowly approaching middle age. You know, they're a decade or so away.
Yeah, I guess we gotta learn how to shop, right?
I don't know if you're gonna watch this. I might watch it, and we'll see if I actually finish it. But it had like a comedic spin, because I mean, an isekai with online shopping. I don't know how you get this spin. You have obviously some cat girls. It's like generic anime stuff like that. The story with like what's it? The story of a middle-aged man doing whatever he wants with the power of one click online. So it's like Amazon buy now button type thing.
Yeah.
Obviously he's a single man transported to another world. By using this power to exchange goods he found in this new world for cash, then buying modern ones off the internet, he was able to quickly create a very popular business. However, his goal is to have a slow and leisurely life. Instead of growing his business even more, he decides to settle down and live off the power of what they say Jeff Bezos. But I mean, I thought of Amazon when I was originally looking at this. So
Yeah.
it might be a stupid, generic show, but I mean, hey, sometimes you just need something generic, stupid slop, and it's just fun. You can just shut your brain off and watch and laugh.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Might be a good one to watch for sure.
Or at least it's the first one on this list that for sure I'm gonna give it a shot.
Give it a go. Yeah.
This
I
one,
will too. I mean, I will as well.
well, if you're into the whole vampire scene, you've got another one coming up. I'm gonna struggle with this title. Ba Bon Vampire. However you say that. It's an
Reminds me
insane
of
title.
Vampire Bund. What's it called? Isn't it
Dance
called
in the Vampire Bund? Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking of Bobo.
Yeah, that as well.
The way
which is
the
a
title's
crazy
written.
anime. Yeah.
This one I didn't hear about before we're going through this, but essentially it's a vampire comedy boys love. Boys love you.
So there's a little
So
Rosario vampire in it, kind of.
I mean, I guess you could say it's technically shonen. But I mean,
Oh, is it? Okay.
you see boys
I
love,
love
you think,
Rosario vampire. So
yeah. I saw the boys love, and I was like, this might be for you. It's not for me. That's not a genre
boys
that I
love.
like.
Why would that be for me? What?
Hey, I don't know. You like the whole what's the show we watched last week?
Fruits Basket.
I don't know. I see. We were talking about it like 2 hours ago.
One. Apparently, a lot of people like to.
Other people, it's just not a show that I can only speak for myself. I didn't care for it. I'm not going to be watching this. I don't care for boys love shows. But this this comes out January 11th, and obviously it's based off another manga of the same name. So somebody out there is going to like this. Good on you. It's just not for me. We all have things we love and things we hate. We got this next anime comes out January 2nd. So you're thinking like the first 2 weeks of January for most of these, or pretty much all are going to start in January for the most part. It's just a matter of what's when it's airing. This one, it's based off this is a sequel show, so it's Bang Dream Ave Mujika.
Yeah,
kind of feels like a Magica show. So it's based off the big dream It's My Go, which I believe the first. Oh no, it's another sequel season. So it's another series that's been going on for a while. So it's, I mean, for me, that off the bat, this is at least a third season.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah,
but I mean, it's.
Is it something that you think would want to watch it?
I mean, I might look into some of the earlier seasons.
Check out season 1 first.
This is definitely I thought I pulled up the theme. It's music, so it's a musical based show. So I don't know if this is on the line of I'm blanking on them already, but another one of those like girl band musical choir type shows.
Oh,
they do a lot of singing.
On Yumi show.
No, I was thinking of something else, and I didn't see it pop out under the recommended down below. But
is it a Vocaloid type deal, or is it like
It feels like more of like a girl group type show. That's the basis. It's like looks like it's a group of 5 girls that they go out on stage and sing. It's like the whole.
Okay.
It's like an idol type show. Would be what I'm thinking of.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know whether I would like it or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like we had more time, and to probably pull up the proper preview and stuff for that. It's just unfortunately because of other stuff and the way you don't have time to go that in depth with some stuff. But I already had a list of shows, a few list of shows that I was already going into, being like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this one.
Yeah.
But we got another show that's based off a light novel. This is not a not an isekai at the very least. So I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. These titles are getting crazy.
Yeah, the title. Yeah, I sent you one where the title was like
It's like a
3 sentences
paragraph.
long.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm like, what
crazy.
is going on? Why?
Like, what's it
Who was
about? Read the
asking for this?
title. It's the whole synopsis of the show.
Like, who was asking for this? That's what I
Uh,
want to know.
yeah, but for this one, it looks like it's what's a guy to do when his life suddenly changes while innocently enjoying a nice cold beverage after work. Now, this middle-aged commoner now finds himself in the body of Liam, the young son of a noble, teetering on the brink of collapse. Between desperate father using his utter apathetic brother, the only bright side of this new situation is that Liam can finally try learning magic. So it kind of somewhat feels like they didn't label it as an isekai. It feels like another isekai. Pull him to another world, and he's got some kind of niche. Oh, hey, magic type show.
Yeah.
So it didn't out the gate kind of jump out to me. This
Fair
one
enough.
airs. It comes out. It airs January 1st. I'm sure some people are gonna like it, and some of these might not jump out because it always does it every year. Some of these don't immediately jump out to you. Then it gets shared on like X or on social media in general, and you're like, oh, this is actually a really good show. But immediately
Right.
just looks like another isekai. It's another slop in the pile, and it's kind of hard to figure out the gate what's
Yeah.
good and what's not.
Right. There's so much anime. I mean, we have more anime than we've ever gotten.
Oh yeah,
Ever.
there's a lot. We got another Card Fight Vanguard show. This is the
Okay.
8th season of that. So out the gate, I'm not watching it, but this is a really popular show. Have you ever watched this show before?
No, I've never even heard of it.
I've heard about it. I see it all the time, but I've never actually got around to watching it.
Yeah,
I
it
believe it's
doesn't.
another card-based anime.
I'm not really into. I mean, the only thing that really ever captured me with that was Yu-Gi-Oh! Card based. Duel Masters. I like Duel Masters, which is just a Yu-Gi-Oh! Ripoff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I thought I like those. That's why I like.
We got another one. This one is looking like it's another romantic comedy. It's I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. This definitely feels like it's the whole your parents decide you're engaged, and then they go from they hate each other to they finally get along. Like I can already feel like that's the theme of the show. It's just how it goes about. And it still might be a good show, but it just you see that I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I've seen this style of story before.
1,000 times.
I might keep this on my radar, but out the gate, it's not going to be one that I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna immediately watch this one.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that.
Romantic comedies are very very hit or miss, at least to me, when it comes down
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
same for me.
And we got another romantic. This one's a reverse harem. Anyway, I'm falling in love with you. So you got what looks to be four guys, one girl. And it's take the general harem where it's a bunch of girls in love with one guy and you just flip it around. That's essentially what it is. I mean, it's
Gotcha.
straight up
Yeah.
labeled as that. This is straight up a shoujo show. This is its target audience is females, so
Yeah.
girls,
enough.
whatever you want to call them. It's not gonna be on my
Whatever
list.
you want to call them. I don't know. There's something.
We do have a second season, or this is not the second. It's a 4-season to a show. I've been told multiple times by people I work with that you need to watch this show. This is Dr. Stone Science Future. This is the 4th season
I
of
have
the
heard
show.
about this one. Yes, I've
I've
heard
been
about the show.
bugged forever about this show. Same thing about the other one we're going to talk about, Solo Leveling, coming up. Like
Yeah,
I saw this,
gotta
I'm like,
watch that 'cause you talked
I'm
about
not
it.
probably going to be watching this one, but I need to at least watch the first season. Probably need to put it on the
I
list
mean,
to
if
talk
we
about.
like the first season though,
Oh yeah,
then maybe we'll watch it.
because if I'm not mistaken, this deals with essentially the world. A bunch of people are just turned to stone. Some people are able to come out, and you have to like rebuild society or whatever else goes on. I think it's just the overall synopsis of the first season, from what I was told. I mean, it's done by Toho Animation and stuff like that, and Team S Entertainment. So there's big names behind the show, and it's a really popular show. So while I'm not checking this one out, I know I need to go back and watch the first season
Yeah,
and just watch it in general.
for sure.
Yeah, no, we got another big one, but we've got Pharmagia. This one based off of what's it? This is based off a game of the same name, from what they say. After the death of the Felisad Dad's ruler, the despotic overlord Glaza seizes power and imposes an oppressive regime on the world's inhabitants. As Tin and his fellow farm-again friends command an army of monsters. As you explore across the treacherous, you get it. We got to come
Yeah.
together and overthrow the bad guy type thing. This is. I might check out the game. Probably not going to immediately jump out and watch this show.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel the same way.
This is definitely one that jumps out to me. I was able beforehand to watch the kind of preview. The problem is they're all in Japanese, not subtitled. It didn't jump out to me as something unique or that I absolutely felt like I needed to watch.
Right.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe some of these will.
It might be worth checking out.
Yeah, I might check it here or there down the road. It's one of those I might check it out, but it's immediately not jumping out as something I want to watch. As well as, and I've only ever watched the first season of this. We have another Fate Strange Fake. So this is that whole Fate Stay universe and stuff like that. It's good.
I like that universe a lot, but it's very
chaotic, complicated.
It's chaos. It's convoluted.
Yeah, that's probably a better word for it.
There's so many games. There's so many anime. There's so many OVAs. There's so much manga. I mean, it is convoluted. And like some of the games, like Fate, I think it's called Fate Extelio, like ties directly in to one of the anime series. So it's like you have to play the game too to get like the story of everything that's happening. So it's like tied into the game, in the anime. So I've always been interested, but again, it's very convoluted. It's chaos. Sometimes I don't know what's going on. There's a lot to catch up on. There's a lot of games. Like
just the order of watching the show is not. You have to pull up a list because it's not labeled as season 1, season 2. It's it's got its own name. It's kind of confusing on the proper order and stuff like that.
Yeah, it definitely is confusing for sure.
100%. I've heard nothing but good things, and I watched the original first season.
Great things too.
But at this point, it's not an easy show to jump right into.
Yeah, I agree.
We've got the next one we've got up. Even the worthless appraiser class. I'm actually the strongest.
Yeah, I gotta get something plugged in while you're talking. Sorry.
No, he's good. So for this one, the basic synopsis: in a fantasy world where jobs are God given from birth, heroes are not born but made. Obviously, yeah, it's general right there. An I's job of appraiser puts him about as far from the hero pedestal as possible. Absurd and eventually abandoned by his fellow adventurers, Ian decides just it isn't worth going on. Essentially, he comes out and kind of like the name of the show, he's gonna appraise kind of the class. Is kind of what I got from this. It's not the best written synopsis from what I saw. Obviously, it's from the actual Kodo Shansa USA, but it's not immediately one that jumps out to me that I plan on watching. But who knows? It might be one of the better ones that airs this season. I don't know. Well, I don't think it's gonna be, but it's out there. It's another action adventure fantasy based off a light novel. So you assume a lot of these based off light novels are gonna be good stories. But I mean, who really knows?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I'm just saying because usually the light novel usually means it's a better written story as far as that is concerned. Because when you're writing a light novel, it's essentially a book. But who knows? I've read some terrible books. I'm sitting here, I'm like, how did this even get published?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No. Next up, we've got a Grisai Phantom Trigger. This had a prequel movie to it.
Okay.
Actually, it looks like it had at least one or two different movies. I was rolling down that whole rabbit hole, and a prequel TV show. So this has at least a TV show and 2 movies. This is kind of based off of. So it's another sequel series. Might be worth looking into. This is based off a visual novel, so you get what you want out of this. This is a little bit more on the mature side for violence, profanity. I might keep this on my radar, but it's one of those I'm like sitting here looking at I'd have to go back and watch at least a whole other season before I can watch it. So it makes it harder right off the bat to go and look at it. I mean, I'm kind of interested by it, but I don't know. I'd have to look into it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I feel the same way.
The next one we got up. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Take the whole isekai otherworld and office job and kind of mix them together. So the basic is this Clover signed up to be a receptionist for the guild, thinking it'd be her ticket, to the good life. But it says her dream gig turns into a overtime nightmare where whenever adventurers get stuck clearing a dungeon to save herself from paperwork, Lena takes to beating down monsters to solve the problem. So essentially, oh, fine, I'll do it myself because you're making my life harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
This has a manga and a light novel with the same name. You know what? I'm gonna put this on my radar. We've been skipping
Okay.
a few other ones.
Yeah.
I'll at least give it a shot. I got to get a few other some of these random ones, and
I'll give a few a shot for sure.
by no other reason than this is worked on with Aniplex and Cloverworks. That I'll give it.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot. It's like a different spin on, I guess, because I just watched like Don Machi. Is kind of what it feels like. I can't remember the other girl that our main character interacts with when he sells his stuff. You kind of get that feeling of, but
yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm rambling at this point. Let's just move on.
No, you're good. Yeah, we should check it out.
Yeah, just
give it a chance.
We're struck for time, and I'm trying to give everything a decent amount of shot without going too fast or too slow. So, next one that we got up here is Flower and Azura. Really simplifies the title. This is another. They just have it's just a school drama essentially. So Hana lives on the small island of Tonak. I'm not gonna say the whole thing. Yeah, there's like 600 people on this island, and loves reading to the island's children. Mizuki, the president of the school's broadcasting club, notices Hana's talent for engaging others through her storytelling and invites her to join the club. As Hana embarks on this new journey, she experiences many firsts with the broadcasting club members, deepening her love for reading even more. So I don't know as far as, because it's based off a manga, what I feel about this. I feel like I need to know more about this show. I'd like to hear some other things. But a show actually talking about, hey, reading is a good thing, I can be all for, because I don't know if you've talked to many kids or even just modern day high schoolers, or even myself, who likes to really read a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of. I mean, it's just not like it used to be, for sure.
Yeah. So in that aspect, I like the theming of the show. It's just, can it deliver? Will it actually be a good show? Who knows? I might be more inclined to actually read this manga than actually watch the show, but this could be very well like a sleeper anime. That's what I would put it as.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
Always looking for things, because sometimes it's I want a good story, but the theming, if the theme is really good, that's all the better.
Right.
That can make or break a show.
I
another super long title. Bonus skill Fruit Master. About that time, I became able to eat unlimited number of skill fruits that kill you.
Oh my gosh. Another super long title.
Yeah, in this world, one can give special abilities by eating a skill fruit only once. To eat another is certain death sentence. However, Light obtains a skill called Fruit Master, which is unsuitable for battle. He resigns himself to a life as a farmer, but by chance he eats another skill fruit. At this moment, he learns the hidden ability of Fruit Master, which just sounds like he can just eat whatever fruit he wants, and he just becomes the ultimate adventurer.
It makes me think of that Fruit Ninja game.
That's what I first heard, like Fruit Master. I think like Fruit Ninja.
Is this based around that mobile game?
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued, but it's kind of I'll put this in the wait and see. This might be absurd.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just throw it on the list just to be able to keep track of it. But it feels like it's just gonna be another stupid slop show. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Could be good. Never know.
Next up, we got Honey Lemon Soda. This one's just based off a manga. For 15-year-old Uka, middle school was the toughest experience she lived through. She was dubbed Rocky due to always freezing up in front of other people and was endlessly bullied as a result. Now in high school, she has a chance for a fresh start and to improve herself, but during her first week, she accidentally soaked in juice by her classmate Kai, a flashy guy with lemon-colored hair. So it kind of starts off the whole, I'm kind of picking on you. This is classified straight up as a shoujo and a romance. So this is like a straight romance. It starts off, guy bullies girl, girl likes guy who bullies guy and girl fall in love. It's a terrible explanation.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about it. But that's straight up this is a romance show, and it's not going to be on my radar. I don't really care for romance shows all that much.
Yeah, not really. Not really for me.
We got another sequel. Ishura is getting a second season. This is more of a gore isekai show. Uh, well, no, just wants to be slow. Yeah, don't have like a straight synopsis, but it is a sequel based off it has a manga, a light novel, and obviously the first season. The first season synopsis was after the demise of a demon king, the resulting power vacuum has broken the balance of the world. Eager to claim this power for themselves, self-proclaimed demon kings from various worlds assemble in the new principality of Lithia to fight for it. Among them, master swordsman Shojiro seek to take the coveted position for himself, and it's just I assume it's just continuing the story of their bunch of different people, different clans fighting for power,
Yeah.
and it's very bloody, very brutal. I mean,
Right.
it's got an isekai and a gore title kind of mixed to it. So, uh, I didn't watch this first season. It aired back. Oh, they aired back in winter of last year.
Okay.
I'm a little intrigued about it, but I won't be able to watch it because I haven't watched the first season. But I will keep
Yeah, I
this on my radar.
won't know what's going on.
Next up, we've got possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. Not even a hero, Takumi gets accidentally mixed in with a group of heroes chosen to be summoned to another world. As
Oh
compensation for the
boy.
mix-up, a goddess offers him the right to choose any skill he wishes for, hoping for a peaceful and quiet life that has nothing to do with fighting or going into battles. He chooses a seemingly boring creation skill. However, it turns out alchemy is the most powerful skill that allows him to create everything from a holy sword to flying ships. So, another isekai, go to another world, and it's just given essentially OP powers. I don't want to like summarize this, but it just feels like another dime a dozen isekai show. Oh, I didn't want this, or I wanted it, and now I'm like super OP. This is considered like an adventure fantasy isekai show, but it's out the gate. It's not one that just jumps out to me.
Yeah, it doesn't jump out, but I mean, it could be. They're a dime a dozen, like you said. So
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
if it does good, I might check it out, but it's not going to be one of the immediate ones. As well as we got
Yeah,
another second
fair enough.
season for Jibaku Shonen Hanako Kun. Another another oh well, I just I'm hitting like every wrong button right now. By default, it's gonna be a second season, but I looked into this beforehand, and the first season I didn't super care for. It just didn't
Gotcha.
seem like a show
Okay.
that was gonna jump out to me, both in the animation style and the overall story. It's just it is a supernatural show, so if you're into stuff like that, it's a supernatural shonen.
I do.
But it for
I
whatever
do
reason,
like the supernatural stuff.
I watched the trailer and it just didn't grab me.
Fair enough. Okay. And we can't pull that up to watch it, right?
I mean, we can. It's just time's a factor.
Yeah,
Like if we
we
had
don't
more
really
time,
have
this should
time.
probably be
Okay.
closer to like 2 hours, but we just don't have time,
Yeah.
which I do
Yeah.
appreciate. Or I do apologize for. It's just
Maybe
we
we
only
do
have
a
so much
part
time
two
to
or
record.
something sometime before. Maybe there's the opportunity to do a little more with it at some point,
No, yeah, I think so as well.
live or something like that. Just
Live or do a whole another
one
video
day we
on
got
some of these.
a little bit of time, got an hour, go
We were
through a
supposed to
few
have more
more of
time,
them.
and then we had to do some other stuff, so it cut our time short,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna just because these are second seasons, and I don't want to dig too deep into them. We've got a second season of Kimi no Kota ga Dai na 100 Ni no Kanjo, and Kini Kun Kuman Kanape Choji Shisho. If you're watching on screen, you can see it. Both of these have a second season. One is is a harem show, so by default, hey, I'm interested in. But is the second season. Another one is the second one is a combat sport shonen show. So
I
if you do
gotcha.
have
Okay.
those, it's just by default second seasons are kind of hard for us to watch. Right now, especially since we just recently, the past like 6 months, got back into anime.
Yeah. Yep.
We also have what I want to escape from Princess Lessons. This is another romantic comedy. Kind of deals with a girl that doesn't want to be there, a womanizer guy, and then it just slowly gets to them kind of falling in love type show. It
Yeah.
wasn't on my radar, and I don't plan on watching it.
Gotcha.
Just
Okay,
the
yeah, it doesn't really sound
general
like something I'd be interested in.
the whole general romance thing is not, it does not go up my
Right.
alley.
Fair enough.
Yeah, another one, Can You Keep a Secret? So this one, Yui and
No.
Masugu aren't just coworkers; they totally have the hots for each other. His helpful and yet humble attitude makes her giddy, and cuteness leaves him grinning like a fool. It's another romantic comedy workplace show.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the title and everything else kind of gives it away. So if you're into the whole workplace comedy and stuff like that, and like the other one, it could be a good show, but it's these some of these shows are really hit or miss, and most of them I
Right.
think tend to
Yeah.
be misses, especially in the comedy side. We also got Meidaku Kuriwoa. Yeah, I butchered that. Is impervious to my charms. That just like
That's a
bored my
heck of
way
a
through.
title.
Yeah, so this is another like the last two ones, another romantic comedy. To say that Mona is cute would be an understatement. She is breathtaking in every single way, and she knows it. At school, she is fond over the boys and girls alike, and she graciously welcomes it all as a natural reaction to her irresistible charm. That is until she comes across Medaka, whatever. The boy who is seemingly immune to her overwhelming charm. She goes out of her. So, yeah, everyone likes girl. Guy doesn't give her immediate attention, and now it's like a challenge she has to go after, and they eventually fall in love type show.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's one that jumps out to you. It's not for me.
Not necessarily.
So I wasn't gonna have that on my radar to kind of pull up and watch, as well as I
Yeah.
believe this is the second season of Apothecary Yeah, the Apothecary Diaries is getting its second season this fall.
So
Uh,
that's the one you were just talking about, right?
no, I
Apothecary
don't.
Diary.
I didn't bring this up before.
Okay. All right.
I know it's a really popular show, and there's a lot of people that are gonna be like super into it. I need to watch the first season,
Yeah.
so.
So
All
is
right,
that
yeah,
one we should have on our radar to watch the first season before it comes
yeah, and
out?
it's probably gonna be. Well, I mean, we're not gonna have time before this comes out, but I'm gonna have the first season on the radar to go and watch.
Okay.
Whether I
Cool.
ultimately like it or not.
We've got a pretty long list of stuff that we know that we're watching, which is good. So we know ahead of time. Like we're rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho. What else did we say for? There was a few. Oh, I said Orimo because you're all like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm serious."
We
Watch
can
that video; it'd be really good.
eventually
The
put that
clip
on
for
there.
it.
I've got about another 5-10
Orimo.
minutes for the podcast, so might just need to
Yeah,
make this a two-parter. And we probably at this point I
yeah.
feel like we should make this a two-parter.
Let's do a two-parter. Let's do the second one live, and we can go over the stuff, and we'll figure out a day.
Yeah, but before that, just because I know there was a few other ones for sure
Okay.
uh, that I wanted to pull up. The first one that was on my radar was I'm Living with an Otaku Neat Kunoichi. Feels like
Okay.
a really stupid show. It's a romantic comedy, but I had another friend that wants to watch it, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
You have
I
a
don't
friend
can't
that wants to
guarantee I'm
watch
gonna
it?
like it, but he was super into this because he read the web manga for this and really liked it. So I was like, oh, all right, fine, I'll suffer through and watch this show with you.
Interesting.
I don't
Okay.
know. You don't have to watch it, but it was one that I kind of already did have to watch. As well as, and I guess I can talk to this a little bit more. The second season of Solo Leveling comes out. This is probably one of the bigger titles that comes out this fall. I'm in the process of watching the first season now because this past week I went and watched the. Oh, Brandon just blacked out his screen.
Nah, sorry. I was trying to. They got marks on it, so it was.
Yeah, so I
showing
watched the Reawakening movie. And
Yeah.
I hadn't watched it before, which was essentially a recapping of the first season, and it was like the first 2 episodes of the second season.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought the movie did an excellent job of not only recapping the first season, but kind of getting you up to speed, knowing it has to like cut off a lot of the character developments. The basic story to get you caught up to season 2 absolutely did a really good job, and it just made me want to go back and watch the first season to figure out some of the more intricacies of some of the characters and stuff like that. But the overall
Yeah.
story, I thought it did a really good job, and it looked absolutely amazing. And then watching the first 2 seasons of season 2, I'm like, I absolutely need to watch this, and I'm 100%. This is one of the big ones that's on my radar to watch this winter, if not
Okay.
like the
Cool.
number one that I'm gonna watch. That's why I'm like watching the season 1 right now, so I'm ready to go when season 2 comes out.
Yeah. All right.
I think this
Sounds
should
good to me.
100%. I think you'll love the show.
You think so?
Oh yeah, this is based off a Korean manhwa, so the Korean manga. But I absolutely I love this show. I fell in love with it, and 100%. This is gonna be like my new essentially my new Don slash Daima that I'm gonna be watching and talking about
Okay.
every week. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
sounds good
just
to me though.
there were a few of these because I mean, to be fair, like the bulk of these are just don't have time to watch. Might find a few rough in the gold, but like I really want to talk about this one 100%. Everybody needs to watch this show. That's kind of what I feel about it right now.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
And then
So I think
I guess the other
we
one's not on here. It wasn't confirmed because I know there was news for a new Gundam movie. It got pushed to the right or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was going to be on here unless I thought I missed it. But yeah, there was kind of. I think we got the bulk of the ones that I had on my list beforehand.
Okay.
I mean, I can roll through because not too many more past this. So you've got another monster show with a bunch of cute girls. S rank monsters. No Behemoth. Might be an interesting one. It's on my radar to talk about. Obviously, you've got Sakamoto Days. Another isekai show with a
Sakamoto Days is
salaryman.
one that I've got on my radar personally.
It
I
is.
want to check it out.
What about it? Did you want to check it out?
It just looks interesting. I've been seeing a lot of promo for it, and I thought maybe it might be worth checking out. I don't know what type. I don't even know the type of anime that it is.
You're like, you know what?
so.
I'm gonna watch that show. It looks interesting.
I mean, that's how I found like some of the shows I love, though. Like, I don't even know the genre. I just watch it because it looks interesting or it looks different, or because I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch just shonen, or I don't want to watch just ecchi. I don't want to watch just hentai on the hub. I want to watch some other stuff too.
On the hub, on the
On the
porn
hub.
hub. Another isekai that might be interesting. I'll check it out because I don't hate isekai, but they are a dime a dozen, which is unfortunate. Because these next two, you got a Salaryman, got isekai, and then in a Sentai Red Isekai de Boshuken Nora. Seems to be more of a magic based isekai. At the very least, they're both going to be on my radar. I might, depending on how much time I have, I might try to check those out.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Soda Audio Utility.
You thinking part 2 then?
We're gonna do a part 2, but I wanted to be a little bit more specific, so we kind of have some of those trimmed down. We talked more specifically about the ones we wanted to pick out, and there's like another 6 or so left on this list. So I was gonna run through them real quick.
No
but none of these other ones. If you're watching on video, it's Susei no Aquarion, Myth of Emotions, Tasukare Hotel, Unite Up Uni Birth, Unmanned Memory Act 2. It's another second season. Watashi no Shiaiwas no Keiko, second season. Yumi Shiba 14. That 14 is a 14th season to that show, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And then for the rest, you got a Zenshu and Ubel Blot. None of which I was looking at earlier. None of which immediately grabbed my attention. And obviously, you got some movies and some OVAs. Can kind of talk about those a little bit later. But yeah, I wanted more time. Didn't necessarily have it. We're gonna kind of do a follow up, but it's gonna be more follow up, a little bit more in depth on the ones that we were kind of going through and be like, I like that one. That seems interesting. I'll throw this on the list, and maybe we'll find a few extra ones and just go a little bit more in depth. Have be able to have for the ones that do actually have a proper trailer, and then just kind of put it on a list of either, hey, this is gonna be on the schedule to talk about, or for sure these are gonna be like the ones we're talking about each week, and then the ones we'll just kind of hop into periodically and kind of get like first few thoughts, like the first few episodes type thing. So not initially how I wanted the episode to go, but I mean, when you strap for time, you're strapped for time. But hey, appreciate everybody watching. Obviously, give us a like, sub, follow, rate the podcast wherever you're at. We have a lot of episodes. We're trying to do some more stuff. Appreciate everybody's support, as well as what we kind of have like another 12 minutes to get to over on every Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're streaming together today. What are we streaming today?
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. So it's irrelevant to after the fact, but we're playing a game every Saturday. Every Saturday, me and Brandon are. So definitely come over and check us out, whether it's on the Game Junction YouTube or Game Junction Media on the Twitch. Obviously, A lot of the stuff is down in the description below. So appreciate everyone's support. Come check us out. Sorry about today's episode being a little bit rushed. Kind of make up for it. Follow up with it next week. And we will see you
Yeah.
all then. Peace out, everybody.
See y'all later.